It has been years since the butcher appeared in his shop. It's been years since any of us went out, I suppose. I've run out of meat again and shall have to release the hounds so they can fend for their own. Poor things. They eat their fill and always return, but I wonder where they find the meat. And they always return such a mess, with bloody muzzles and scratches on their bodies, needing lots of grooming to return them to their sleek and fluffy state. No matter, I suppose. The butcher be not home, the beast can sate itself. I'd be lying if I didn't appreciate the bones the hounds brought back as gifts to me. They're so big, and they make an excellent broth. Naga Kebaros, Sea Queen, deep voice below the waves. My spirit returns to you soon. The wound is too deep, the mistwalkers circle close. The sick land challenged me more than my body could bear. The Buru know that our spirits are not ours, but yours. Please, Great Mother, take my spirit back to yourself. Take it down under the waves to move and change with the sea. Do not leave my soul here on the dark shore to waste and wither. I see twisted creatures crawling in the darkness. My greatest fear is to be trapped among them and become a stagnant soul. Great Kraken, take me home. Let my spirit live and change among the living. Oh, I should have never come here. Spirits are all spun up over something again. I can hear them howling at the window panes, but more than one harrowing on the aisles and heaps of scars later, they know a sight better than to test me. It's when they're quiet that there's real trouble. When I hear the stomping hooves of the rattle of chains, even I won't test my luck. I douse the fire and head straight to bed. I call out for you on the worst nights, when the moans and shrieks of those tortured spirits are all I can hear, even though you're dead and buried, and I can only hope not lost to the black mist. I'd hate for it to be your face I'm aiming at someday, even though I know damn well it'll only be a mockery. Feels like most things here are meant to make a fool of me. I still hope I'll see you again, just not too soon. I know you're out there somewhere, waiting for me. My sweet Mara, I've penned this and sealed it up in a bottle for some foolish mortal in the Isle to find, so if it makes its way to you, thank the sailor that brings it. I've finally gotten the artifact. It cost me my life, but it was worth it for you. It seems like only yesterday we parted ways because I wouldn't follow you here. Well, here I am now. I found the treasure myself. I know you'll be so happy. You'll have no choice but to take me back. I'm just waiting for you now. I hear the chain worn sometimes, and I know he's looking for a soul to steal, but he's eager for the fearful and the desperate, so he won't take me. My accomplishment is too great, and I am too far full of joy. Come and meet me, my dear. He can't take you if your spirit's still intact. As for me, I hope this proves I'd do anything for you. Eternally yours, X. Don't eat the fish. Why didn't anyone ever tell me? Sure, they said to pack your victuals for more than a day's rest, but never that if you get lost not to make do. Nobody ever said, Marty, you cannot fish those strange lakes and ponds on the Isles. Sure, I'd seen them. Some of eyes that glow, and strange the color of guts when I cut it open. But I'm no stranger to strange fish, haven't been a sailor all my life, and we sees plenty o' strange in Billswater. Besides, she fried up right nice, but now she's sitting like lead in me gut, and I think it might be the end. Make sure to give me a good anchor, and don't let me float. Pity me, pity me. And if you don't, then at least tell the old bloke at the whale's tooth what laughed at me on my way out to bugger off. For the attention of Senior Documentarian Nguao, with all the greatest respect for your position and the wisdom that you occupy with it, I really must insist that we send a blessed interventioner of some experience to the southwestern fishing villages. Rumors that are coming out of the region of a boy who speaks with the dead rather than for the dead. These stories cannot be ignored. I look forward to your measured and thoughtful response. Mid-level Remembrancer Uvire. To that most mid-level Remembrancer Uvire, I find myself having to thank you once again for your volunteered opinions on the rumors of fisher people and farmhands, gathered from one of your frequent fact-finding missions in the working district marketplace and drinking establishments. It is quite astonishing that you are still able to remember the mission I and my esteemed colleagues pursue. It boggles the mind that you can still think of us while lubricating the tongues of your salt-of-the-earth informants, and gift us tales of boys who talk to ghosts. Please do not feel obligated to perform further work on our behalf. I'm sure your position keeps you very busy. Senior Documentarian, Nguao. Nguao, there's no need to be dismissive. I was only trying to help. You said that Warden Grail should be assigned an assistant, and foolishly, I thought that maybe I could assist in sourcing a candidate with unique skills that prove of vital importance to your department. I realize now I was, of course, mistaken. You'd never accept help from me, and that your frankly creepy archivist should be kept far away from anyone. Never mind a kind-hearted and impressionable country youth. I intend to send word to the village that the boy should be taken under the wing of one of the most monastic orders, the Brethren, perhaps, where I suspect that he'll receive a much warmer welcome. How wonderful it will be for him to be around people who will respect his contributions. Tomorrow I set out for the bigger isles. Too long have I sat upon this tiny rock. The fish I catch are foul and oily. They cannot be good for me. I know that I'm not well. My skin is too pale, and the time that I've been marooned here, I think I've eaten everything on this tiny island that a person could possibly eat. How long has it been? I can suffer this rock no longer. I will take what precious few belongings I have and row my raft to the accursed island I can see on the horizon. Whatever I find there cannot be worse than starving here. I have an oar, a spear, a water skin, the cloths on my back, and a raft that is little more than remnants of my shack strapped to a bundle. May the sea have mercy on me. Perhaps I shall drown. Signed, Jonath Timlake. Once again, my will to live has delivered me unto suffering. No sooner than I had gone half a league, I was beset. Slimy limbs grasped at my legs. I had to kick to keep them off. I stabbed at the sea, but my spear struck nothing each time. Then the specter came, a cruel demon that tricked the mind. If I dared peek over the side, there it would be, staring back at me in my reflection. Not me, but a gaunt monster with sunken eyes, no lips, and only patches of hair. It nearly bewitched me, and I fell into the water. It was inky and ice cold. With my last breath, I collapsed on the shore. I do not know how long I swam or how long I slept. I shall rest some more now. Signed, Jonath Timlake. How long did I sleep? At least on my rock there was day and night. Here it is perpetual gloom and roiling clouds. My raft is gone, taken by the tides or some other specter. I found some roots to gnaw on. They were bitter and left my mouth dry as cotton. I spent minutes, hours, or days searching for fresh water. I found a pool but dared not drink, as the bones of all types of critters lay near the edge. Finally, I found a stream. The water was hard to stomach, as it has a ghoulish taste, but I was able to keep it in and did not die. My energy does not seem to be returning to me, so I shall rest some more. Signed, Jonath Timlake. Sleeping doesn't help. I awoke no more rested, but thinner and thirsty again. It was a cruel trick. I fled inland, following the stream of foul water. I found a vermin to kill and eat, a spider large enough to cook and eat like a lobster. Where the river split, I was given two options. One path went into a row of trees, a tempting option were they not mostly dead and covered in webs. More spiders sat in the branches in terrifying numbers. So I chose the other path, which was rocky and unremarkable. I will remember the grove, should I end up desperate enough to try for another spider. Signed, Jonath Timlake. Blessed is my wisdom! The water was far better on the rocky path, not tainted by the spider grove. It was still heavy with the taste of stagnant soil, but at least more natural. Of course, all blessings come with a curse here. The specter is back, once again staring at me from the water's reflection, lipless teeth and black eyes. I'm forced to look away or shut my eyes when I try to draw water. Why do I persist? This is a dead land with dead people to match. I saw a swamp as I followed the stream. I thought about exploring it, but I noticed strange lumbering shapes in the mist. The river branched again, this time presenting a choice to continue upstream or go down a new route. I should go downstream, as people would likely be near the sea. Signed, Jonath Timlake. Shadows and specters, I hate them! The demon thinks to trick me, to convince me that it is my reflection, but I know better. It is the thing that steals my rest. I have not slept more than a few minutes at a stretch since I saw it under my raft at sea. I do not know how to destroy this evil thing, but I will find a way. Something pushes me onward towards the coast. Perhaps my soul is guiding me to find this monster and destroy it, to feed on its flesh just as it fed upon my sleep. It will not win. I'm following this new route downstream. The river will take me to the vile monster. Signed, Jonath Timlake. I found the sea again. I hate this prison of a land, but at least I am adjusting. I no longer stumble over rocks as I once did, and can now move quite safely and stealthily when I need to. Good thing too, as there have been many ghosts downstream. None of them were the demon that haunts me. I passed a town where I swear I saw glowing apparitions going about their daily lives, as if they still had lives. But I know a trap when I see one. I stayed away. I will murder the demon that haunts me through the water. Signed, Jonath Timlake. I did it! At long last, my torment is over! I found the demon on the shore, a fat and foolish demon when caught in the open. It pretended not to see me as I snuck up on it, but I knew better. It took the shape of a healthy person from some other land, just arrived on a boat. It thought I was a fool. I got close and fell upon it with a heavy stone. Its head snapped and cracked, but I didn't stop. I would be free! When I was sure it was dead, I ate its flesh raw. Such elation! Rich, warm meat! I felt my strength return to me at last. All that strength it had stolen from me in my sleep. I had what was mine. Signed, Jonath Tinlake. I heard a new sound today. The bones of the demon were freshly out of marrow, so I had to search for new sustenance. The rations in the boat were clearly poisoned, too good to be true, so I tossed them in the sea to avoid temptation. The new sound I heard was strange. Chains? Or keys? I haven't heard the rattle of metal in so long. Perhaps another specter is disguising itself as a person seeking to torment me. No, I will kill it like I killed the other. I am the true survivor. Tomorrow I shall enter the strange clearing where I heard the chains. If there is another demon, I will eat it. Signed, Jonath Tinlake. Grand General, we landed on these cursed isles, and already the chill bites at me. I can feel the spirits pulling at my very soul. Lady Elise landed her vessel in a cove used by glory seekers and treasure hunters. I've mapped the location and will hold it until I can parley with more trusted agents in Bilgewater. Laura scouted a path further into the interior behind Lady Elise's group. I will follow the marked path to their destination. I hope this leather arrives punctually. Signed, War Mason Tethys. They're coming for me. I can hear them no matter where I hide. Their screams rip through me like a cold wind that steals my heat and shreds of my soul. While I try to desperately ignore them, even when I cover my ears, I can hear them. I shouldn't have stolen the artifact, but it's been my life's work to find it. Piecing together the stories, triangulating the location, plotting my course. Years were spent in the making of this trip, and I thought that I'd accounted for everything. But to think I was once excited. Oh, I was a fool. What could an experimenter like me ever hope to do against a swarm of ghostly specters? If I had only thought ahead of time to propose an invention that could keep them at bay. More than anything, I wish the daring darling still existed to provide a safe haven amidst all the chaos here. To at least give me a place to store this thing! Kalista, I am emboldened to commit my thoughts through putting pen to paper in ways that I could not speak them aloud to you. Each time I see you from afar, I am stirred. The king's spear, his most trusted lieutenant, strong, commanding, and altogether striking. I thought to tell you again how I felt, but instead I see to my duty, and you to yours, the king's spear and shield. We shall remain forever at one another's side, but I fear never together. Others remark on my strength. If only they knew that I do not have the strength to part with the necklace I tried to gift you, the necklace you refused to accept. Kalista, I have served with you for many years now, and I know this well. You are no traitor. I am incensed to hear your name spoken with such disrespect, though I know the king is distraught and not in his right mind. Tomorrow we sail for Helia, and I wish I could put aside the sense of unease that grows as the hours draw near. I saw the hesitance and wariness on your face as you bade the court your farewell for the evening. Know that I share your feelings. It is difficult to tell what tomorrow's journey will bring, but I have no doubt that you will faithfully lead us to the Blessed Isles. Rest assured, I will be by your side. I could not forgive myself if something were to happen to you. I fear our king drifts further from himself every day, a shadow of what he once was, a swirl of fear, hatred, and paranoia, growing unhinged with every waking moment. I feel we are led to our doom. We parted the mists, greeted by these beautiful lands, yet the king and his subjects saw these isles only as fodder for their greed. Now we are invaders, not visitors. Alas, my duty is to the king. I am his champion, but at least I have her by my side. She is the only reason I feel sane, the only reason I feel safe. With her by my side, I know that we'll be able to weather this storm. My beloved, my Kalista. And I relish the misery of my little menagerie. Their souls seethe inside, deranged fragments of their former selves, roiling within like boiling water. Face after face surfaces behind the glass, features twisted in expressions of agony, hate, and fear. I savor every one. No doubt they can see out the glass and into the living world amidst the press and throng of their fellow prisoners. No doubt they long to touch it again, to free themselves, to break out and flee my control. Their torment is delicious. But I have never had one escape before. He knows she still belongs to me. I saw it in his eyes, the glorious fear and pain. And though she defies me, I know a part of her is still trapped within my lantern. She knows too, and I intend to take her back. Well, today's the day. In a better world, I would be off to career among the masters of Helya. But instead, I've been assigned to the duties of a vault warden. Disgusting. I was top of my class. I deserve better than this. I can still amuse myself with this inferior assignment, I suppose. It is now my responsibility to assess and catalog the sundry artifacts and tomes safeguarded in our vault. I've only glimpsed at the architecture, and already my mind boils with new possible improvements. I'll show these wardens what a sharp mind can accomplish in this profession. Signed, Grail, Warden of Thresholds. Mere weeks into my tenure, and I've already witnessed a lethal encounter with a vault object. According to its documentation, the heart's key must be turned in its companion lock every 39 hours. Outside of that time, it may be used to open any locked object. The wardens, however, have the disappointingly lazy practice of using it to navigate the maze of vault chambers while on duty. Warden Alms failed to return the key to its place in the vault and turn it at the proper time. True to its name, the key sought the nearest heart, Alms' own, and turned. What it unlocked, we may never know, for the experience caused Alms to perish. I have begun drafting expanded documentation on the key's use and maintenance. Alms died needlessly, but if we can learn from his failure, some good may come of it. Signed, Grail, Warden of Thresholds. Another lethal encounter with a vault object. Why do these happen so often? Warden Petrin confused the biting book with the eating book. Their passing is tragic, but this really shows the value of precise documentation and proper categorization, doesn't it? I have requested that Warden Yolanda, who was there at the time, please take some time off from grieving to document what she saw. These objects defy reasoning and often exhibit their most dangerous traits only through observation. We can mitigate the need for test subjects by thoroughly documenting our observations, and keeping those records in a central, well-catalogued location, and not losing those records. I must rest. These fatal failings are driving me to frustrated distraction. Signed, Grail, Warden of Thresholds. The vault's contents are a hierarchical mess. As wardens, we must be able to locate and describe any object in our care, and I cannot in good faith say that this is currently the standard. I have begun drafting sample documentation for one of the vault's older artifacts. It is a nameless tome, large and dusty. Prior documentation suggests it is evil and whispers your own darkest thoughts. Anyone see that this sort of vague descriptor is without value and far beneath the quality bar a vault warden must set for themselves. What is a darkest thought? And is the book whispering really? It has no lips. With a tome this dangerous, precision is crucial. I have taken it upon myself to study the book's effects properly. I am of sound mind and already find it quite simple to ignore the book's effects. I will use this to establish a baseline effect category, radius, and intensity with which we may categorize all such objects. Signed, Grail, Warden of Thresholds. Damn him! Head Warden Rastafia rejected my proposal for studying the nameless tome. He even threatened to demote me for keeping it overlong in my quarters. As my proposal was without flaw and demotion is unreasonable reaction, I suspect Rastafia's actions here have a double intent. He clearly plans to usurp my research and proposal for his own prestige. I have arranged for a more persuasive argument by way of another powerful artifact which was woefully miscategorized. While Rastafia's death will be tragic, it will serve to nudge the warden's thinking into a safer, more pragmatic direction. Signed, Grail, Warden of Thresholds. The spirit realm here is foul. In Ionia it feels like clean earth, like fresh rain. Here it's like wading neck deep through a sea of mold and rot and slime. It's suffocating. I can barely breathe. Feels worse when the torturer appears into my cell. Feels worse when his lantern shines. He drags the humans away one by one, but he never touches me. There are no other Vastaya among the survivors of our shipwreck. Humans can live off the rotten scraps he feeds them, but I need spirit magic as desperately as I need air. I currently feel the lack of it. My heart beats slower. I lie here in the dark and my chest feels as if a weight is lying on it. I'd rather he drag me off and kill me than leave me here another day. Maybe the torturer knows it. Maybe leaving me to suffocate is a special plan for me.